You said sell your OG PS5 and put the funds towards it. I mean, yeah, sure. If you really want to, if you're really obsessed with upgrading, absolutely do it. I mean, yeah, sure, absolutely. Why not? If you really want that, you know, especially if you haven't bought that Slim, the newer model with the retractable, you know, removable disk drive, then sure. I mean, yeah, there's reasons, but if you have done that, it is questionable. What up, Butch? If this is about the Pro, I failed to see the point announcing almost a year after releasing the Slim. I mean, these are questions, Sean, that Sony themselves and Mark Cerny here is going to have to answer for us. I personally don't know the answer. You know, I don't. I really, really don't. I need more than just you showing me a demo of what can be done and all this stuff. I don't really care as much about X amount of other stuff, you know? I care more about the games, the performance, and that's it. If you can deliver a console that can give us 60 and everything, plus the 4K and all this stuff that you want to put on the box, then PS5 Pro can easily be a must-buy for X amount of people in this chat, for everybody, right? But if it's more of the same and it's not going to deliver on those notes, then I can already see people complaining and not buying it.
Game creators are adding PS5 Pro support to new and existing titles, and with the big three involved, the results can be pretty amazing, with graphics showing something like fidelity levels of detail, but at double the frame rate. Here's The Last of Us Part 2 running on PS5 Pro. It has huge amounts of detail and targets a super smooth 60 frames per second. Let's compare this to the fidelity mode on PS5, which is only running at 30 frames per second and is therefore much choppier.
Don't stop! We gotta lose.
This goal of delivering almost fidelity-like graphics at performance frame rates has been achieved for a broad set of titles, including Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. We can see that PS5 Pro is close to doubling the power of PlayStation 5. Another way to compare the two consoles is to look at PS5 Pro versus Performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second. What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and crisper than PS5. For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet & Clank. Distant details are much clearer. And here we can see Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout the scene, including the trees and procedural cars. So overall, some remarkable improvement to the games. On PS5 Pro, we can see increased sharpness to the graphics or smoother and more responsive gameplay. This is the big three showing their value.
What's this for? It's for games, right? That shit out of here. Fuck out of here. That shit out of here. What the fuck? What? What?
I see who you are. You are my enemy. My enemy. You are my enemy. I see who you are. You are my enemy. My enemy. You are my enemy.
better than evil, you turn on us all. Hungry for power, hungry for pain. You kill a man if he gets in your way. I walk through the valley of shadows. I'm not alone, no, I won't fear. The hangman's at the gallows. I'm not afraid of the death in the stare. I'll never be like you, I'll never be like you. I'm rising up and I'm ready to fight you. Ready to fight you, I'm all in. I've seen you before, you all are the same. You're just another going up in the flames. And if I'm dying to fight, it'll be while I am bringing you down to the grave.
I see who you are. You are my enemy, my enemy. You are my enemy. I see who you are. You are my enemy, my enemy. You are my enemy. I see who you are. You are my enemy, my enemy. You are my enemy. I see who you are. You are my enemy, my enemy.
What's up, guys? What's up? I hope you're doing great. You know, this is like the third or fourth attempt of me doing this video, man. The first attempt, I had let out a lot of emotions because there's just so much to unpack. There's a lot of stuff that was just I'm seeing on my timeline. You know, there's a lot of ridiculousness in terms of excuses, the works, you know. And I had to vent. But honestly, I had to stop that. I legit had to stop that. And the reason why, I don't think it's right for me to put myself out like that. I just don't. I think the best way for me to go about this is to show restraint and show you the facts in the most calm, concise way possible, and then just go on about my day, especially with the announcement that I'm going to make with this video. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, I think you already guessed what my announcement is. So, more on that later. But, you know, it's crazy, man. I've been creating YouTube content for you guys on this channel, and I've done a lot of crazy stuff in the process. I've been doing this for about 6 years, maybe close to 7. That's a long dedication I put on this platform. That's a lot of podcasts. That's a lot of videos. That's a lot of news coverage. That's a lot of time. Do I regret it? No. I don't regret it at all. It's one of the coolest things I've ever done. It was cool watching this channel go from nothing and grow to something. It was great to connect and open doors in the industry, something that I've always wanted. And dude said it was impossible, and then I did it in front of them. It was incredible to see stuff like that. But what I didn't think in a million years I would see was so much fakeness get exposed over a damn plastic box in 24 hours. In 24 hours, so many snakes came out their little holes and exposed themselves for what they truly were. In 24 hours, I have seen what I've already been telling you, but I've seen even more so, times, let's say 20 at this point. You know, it's insane how I dedicated over 6 years of my life to making content, and I started off my channel as being a PlayStation fanboy. Since being a PlayStation fanboy at the start of this channel, I did a lot of stuff. I called out news outlets that ironically I'm friends with now. I've called out YouTubers nonstop. I've done ridiculous podcasts talking down on others, like you see these bottom feeders do now. I've done everything that you see these dudes doing right now, and they think that that's the way of going about things. Within 1 year of a name change, I turned all that around, and my channel and me in general reached new heights. Why am I saying this? Because it's very simple. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people. Well, actually, I guess you could say a lot of people, because I guess this is the narrative that's going around. The narrative is going around that Big Cloud all of a sudden got his quote-unquote backbone because he signed a deal with IGN. If you've been following me for the past 6 years, you would know that I, Big Cloud Gaming, formerly Ryan the Professional, was always the first dude to lash out at every single thing that ticked him off. I was the first one to call out something while dudes were so scared and so timid and made excuses for it. In fact, if we're being realistic here, even under the Big Cloud Gaming name, you guys remember when PS5 first was dropping, And we were flat out lied to with Spider-Man Miles Morales. Who was the first guy to call that out? Yours truly. And who made excuses for it? The same dudes who are telling people they are broke because they refuse to buy a $700 upgrade in the PlayStation 5 Pro. Guys, there is a lot to say in regards to this console. There's a lot of questions, and in fact, I was very fair going into the PlayStation 5 Pro in terms of its reveal, in terms of what it was going to do. I said this was struggle gamers. We basically told you what it was going to do. Even with Jack Move Johnny, when we had Jack Move Johnny on, we all said what it was going to do. It was going to be a nice little, buff here and there. You're going to get some nice little improvements here and there. And then as more demanding games drop, those same improvements that you guys saw are going to fade away. Kind of like how you see with the base model PlayStation 5. Remember, base model PlayStation 5, they talk about I/O throughput and performance. You should know this because I covered this exclusively. When these dudes were going around acting confused, or well, technically were confused and didn't know a damn thing about what Mark Cerny was talking about, who was the guy dedicating his time to breaking it down? This guy, along with Foxy Games UK, and hell, even Marlon Gaming and Hip Hop Gamer. We all broke this stuff down. Day in and day out, we dedicated time to this. We told you what the box was going to do. I especially tripled down on it and told you what the console was going to do with I/O throughput. When we got the first reveal, I broke it down to you. I told you exactly what was going to happen to the T, and you saw it with your own eyes. Dudes are saying it's 4K. It looks incredible, and I told you it's not going to be 4K. It's 1440p. I said, welcome to the post-4K era. Guys, remember that? But I was a PlayStation hater, apparently. I basically said a simple fix in regards to PlayStation for us in general. It was very, very simple. 1440p, 60 FPS. If you can, push to 1800p if the game is not demanding, but you can give a 60 FPS. You can have the performance ray tracing mode on every single game, and problem would be solved. But as you guys clearly saw with this community, they don't care about performance. They didn't care about performance. They cared about how pretty it looked. Spider-Man 2, prime example. Dude was claiming it was trash. It looked like more of the same until we saw the official dolled up version where they went and put all the resources, most of the resources, into the visuals. Then all of a sudden the game looks amazing. It's a must-have. But nobody wanted to talk about performance. In comes PlayStation 5 Pro. The new age, right? The journey continues. Mark Cerny claims that, this is the new step. This is a system worthy of PlayStation's heritage, etc., etc. The PR spiel. We see this console. And in the comparisons that Mark Cerny is showing off, he is showing off games that we have already seen that we are not going to go replay. First of all, none of us are going to go replay these games. We've all played Last of Us. We're all Last of Us out. Nobody cares about Last of Us 2. Nobody. Nobody cares about Last of Us 2. Nobody cares about Spider-Man 2, at least until the DLC drops. But nobody's hyping no damn Spider-Man 2 until that DLC drops. Hogwarts Legacy. We've already played Hogwarts Legacy, and we've beaten Hogwarts Legacy. I platinumed Hogwarts Legacy and moved on with my life. More on that game later. Horizon Forbidden West. The game that dudes still haven't beaten in 2024. They showed that off. Are you noticing a trend here, guys? Notice how we just had Astrobot. We got Wukong Black Myth, which, by the way, supposedly is struggling on PS5, right, in terms of performance modes. And yet, they decided to show the few games that we've already seen that we don't care about and we're not going to revisit. Nobody cares about Gran Turismo 7 because it has ray trace reflections on the cars. Why not show Wukong Black Myth with massive improvements? Why not show something shocking like a snippet of Wolverine, something that's going to be demanding in the future? Why not show that running on the box and showing us the performance modes? Do you see where I'm going with this? Why not show Ghost of Tsushima, a snippet of Ghost of Tsushima, or hell, Death Stranding 2, a segment of Death Stranding 2 running on PlayStation 5 Pro? have that be your main thing to show it off against. No. Instead, they zoom in. They literally pulled a Digital Foundry with this reveal. They zoomed in the far distances of the games to show off that you can now read letters that have been blurred out on billboards, stuff like that, when you're far away from the distance. As if anybody in this chat, anybody watching this video, anybody that might be watching this at another, whatever the case you may be, as if anybody on this damn app cares about stuff like that on a console. We want one thing and one thing only, and that is 60 FPS. And speaking of 60 FPS, the big deflection from the dudes that are defending this. Oh, it's going to give me the best performance. 60 FPS is what we're going to get. So you need to shut your mouth. You're broke, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, about that. Hogwarts Legacy, the game that dudes are hyping up because of the ray tracing on the floor. Yeah, here's a funny fact. That game was running at 30 FPS.
Right. The other examples, like they showed Hogwarts footage where they were talking about it. It was still running at 30 frames per second, which I thought was interesting given what they were just saying about that earlier.
Yes.
You know?
That's not great, is it?
In fact, people are like going, oh, well, that's just going to be a case-by-case thing. Well, if it's going to be a case-by-case thing, doesn't that render the point of this console pointless? Because isn't that what we bought a PS5 for? See, a lot of you don't think before you comment. A lot of you don't think before you say anything. You really don't. A lot of you are so quick to try either get a quick like on Twitter or whatever the case. I don't know what exactly is going on here. I don't know what exactly happened to the PlayStation community. Well, granted, I have a theory on what happened with the PlayStation community. You see, the PlayStation community was infiltrated by a lot of bad actors. I call them bad actors. You can call them clowns. You can call them frauds, whatever the wording could be for you. I don't care. I call them bad actors. These bad actors gas you up for games. And these be the same dudes when you ask them, hey, did you get it day one? They'll say, I'm buying it on the sale. These are the dudes that will hype up Concord and be like, yo, yeah, the best way to play Concord is on PlayStation. And yet, when you catch them live playing Concord, they're playing it on PC. These are the type of bad actors that are so obsessed with Twitter Spaces, gassing people up. Everything is great. There's no problem. It's okay for Sony to release one game in a whole year while Microsoft releases like 7. Nintendo releases like 20. PC gets like 40. It's okay for good old PlayStation to release one game. These are the dudes that make excuses for this. But I'm going to hit you a little something right now. Courtesy of Tom Warren. Here it is on screen. He said, and I quote, I reported earlier this year that the PS5 Pro enhanced games doesn't guarantee 60 FPS. Sony wasn't super clear on this yesterday, but there will still be 30 FPS PS5 Pro enhanced games. You guys are paying. Sony wants you to pay 70. Well, I said 70. Well, 700, sorry. Sony wants you to pay $700 upwards to $800 for the complete console experience. The complete console experience meaning that you need the disc drive because, you know, you can play your disc games. And, of course, if you want to hold this thing in vertical, which is the way it's advertised, that's another $30. So you're paying well over $800 for this. And they can't even guarantee you 60 FPS. It's bad enough they can't even give you a damn stand, and this is supposed to be the ultimate experience. It's bad enough they can't give you nothing like that. But we're supposed to jump out our seats for a console, mind you, a console that couldn't even show a noticeable, and I mean a noticeable difference at all. I go on Twitter after that stream. Obviously, if you guys haven't seen my stream or reaction, I mean, shit. Well, here's a quick little, no, I'll do it for you. Here's a quick little snippet. Let's go ahead and roll the clip. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, there it is. There, you just got it. But I go on Twitter, I voice my concerns a little bit more here, and I go basically this with a tweet. I said, imagine paying almost $800 for a damn console in 2024 from a company that has clearly made it loud and clear that they don't care about you. And I said, LOL, simps gonna simps. I'll be moving to PC. It's been fun, y'all. And I told Fratanga and I told Alex and even Minxie to send the contract, because what's the point in me being here fighting this fight for PlayStation when the damn community is bent over ass first? Literally. So many of you have lined up like the damn human centipede and are just bent over and just ready for seconds. This is sad. This is really, really sad. So many of you have been so conditioned, or really you have conditioned yourself to accept mediocrity. And mind you, think about what I just read to you on screen with Tom Warren. You're not guaranteed to get the performance that you want. And keep in mind, there's only 50 games that have been offered the update. Only 50. Even 50 games, or the 50 games they are offering the updates for, right? There's no guarantee that you're going to get anything close to this, especially when games become more demanding. There's no guarantee. You're spending $700 to $800 on the whim of possibly getting a crazy performance boost when you're never going to get that. It's still rocking the same CPU. The GPU is the only improvement, just like the PS4 Pro. That's it. That's all you're getting. I don't understand how anyone can sit here and act like things have changed and things are going to get better. And here's the wild part. We haven't even maxed out the base model PS5 yet. So what makes you think we're going to max out the base or the PS5 Pro anytime soon? Think about that. Really think about that. Dude saying GTA 6 is going to be 60 FPS. That's the reason to get it. After what Tom Warren just told me, I don't think GTA 6 is going to be 60 FPS. I don't even think it's going to come close to 60 FPS. I'd be shocked. And it's crazy. So many fake tech guys got exposed with this. Dude's going around saying that the damn system was going to be on par with a 4090. A 4090 can run 4K 60 like nothing. A 4090 can do 4K 60 with ray tracing, no issues. A 4090 is more powerful than anything Sony will have in a console for like the next 3 gens. The PS5's power, the PS5 Pro's power, is on par with a 3060. My 3070 smokes a PS5 Pro. The rig that I currently have is better than a PS5 Pro. The only thing I would technically need to do is add a new SSD, because my SSD right now is full. I need a brand new one. That's literally it. That's the only thing I would need to do if I really want to run these games. PS5 Pro is not something that's necessary, especially when you have such non-noticeable differences in terms of the comparisons. You cannot tell me that this system is a must-have. You cannot damage control and tell me that this is for the players. This is clearly made for the payers, not the players. And speaking of payers, let's have a little fun here. Imagine calling somebody broke because they're voicing their concern for you, speaking up for you, standing on the morals that we set with the PS4 gen after we were literally taken advantage of with the PS3 gen. Think about that. I stood on morals ever since that. When we all came together and voiced our opinion about DRM. I stand on morals to this day because I know for a fact we can have better in PlayStation. So many of you are so obsessed with either being looked at as the cool guy on Twitter for a few clicks or a day without realizing you'll be forgotten within a week. But you guys play out these stupid ass personas and you guys act like everything is fine. But now you guys are going to the extreme of saying people are broke. If I'm broke, why the hell would I buy an even more stronger PC if I'm fucking broke? If I'm broke, why the hell would I consider buying a 4090 with a massive upgrade and overhaul to my rig as I push PC gaming? If I was broke. Does that make any fucking sense? The rig that I'm thinking of building is stronger than a fucking PS7. And it will be stronger than the PS7. That's where my mind is at right now. And the way Sony's going with PlayStation, where games are open to PC, the operating systems on PC, day and date is around the corner. And so many of you just fail to realize that. And a lot of you didn't even think to ask yourself why they're going all digital with this PS5 Pro. It's not to cut the costs. Oh no, it wasn't to cut the costs. They're conditioning the hell out of you to be all digital. Because once they get rid of the option, you already know what's going to happen. All of you are going to be already set, and all they can do is just pull that trigger. And once they say day and date, they can just have you guys go straight to Steam and have PSN linked. And guess what? PSN and Steam are already being linked. So many of you have fallen for the trap, and so many of you are done. Dudes bringing up goddamn fucking portable PCs and comparing that to a PS5 Pro. Mind you, a portable PC, whether it be the Rogue Ally or a Steam Deck, these portable PCs have more functionality than a PS5 Pro. You can install other operating systems on them and do whatever the hell you want and use it like a docked PC. But hey, you know, I'm sorry, PS5 Pro apparently is doing more than that, right? It's not. I said it flat out, there's been more hardware than software. And now we have another piece of hardware that's been rumored to going around, and that's the new PSP. Think about that. VR headsets, a PS5 Pro, a PS5 Slim. You had the base PS5. You had the revision/gimped PS5 with the heatsink. All this money that some of you guys probably just threw away for the sake of doing it because you guys wanted to look cool on Twitter or in YouTube thumbnails. You spent well over enough to make a beast PC. But you guys want to sit here and tell me that PC gaming is expensive and console gaming is inexpensive. Controllers are now going up in price. PS Plus got a price hike. Games that we were promised to get have been canceled from studios that didn't even get a chance to show us a lick of what they had to working for themselves. We had Concord over. We were given Concord over Last of Us 2, and you dudes are okay with that. You guys make excuses. Oh, this would destroy Naughty Dog. Meanwhile, they charging you more for online, and you have no reason behind it. Do you see what the problem is here? Do you see how bad PlayStation has fallen? Do you see how bad we as a PlayStation community has fallen? I'm doing this not because out of pity. I'm not doing this because it's for clout. I could care less. I've always stood on my morals. I've always stood on my own 2 feet. I've always fought adversity when I needed to. Gaming has always been my escape from reality and from the real world. There's so much stuff that I've done in the past. There's a lot of stuff that I don't share on this platform, and I don't have no desire to. Gaming was always my happy place to escape and go back and find my sanity. Gaming saved my life. PlayStation 2 helped me at a worst part of my life when I dealt with depression. And I've been loyal to PlayStation ever since. So many of you think you know me in this console war shit because you listen to a bunch of clowns in the echo chamber, but you don't even know a portion of me. So many of you paint this ridiculous narrative of me, but you never will know me and you'll never be me. And that right there is the funniest thing about it. So many of you think you're cool, but you'll never have the balls to do what is necessary like me. There's a reason why I have lasted the way I have. There is a reason why things continue to happen in my favor in the long run. I don't hold my emotions on a sleeve behind a plastic box. And I'm going to further show you that with this decision. From this point forward, Big Cloud Gaming, granted, I will cover PlayStation. Yes, I will cover Xbox. Yes, I will cover Nintendo. But I'm taking a chance on myself this time. Big Cloud Gaming, I'm going to have a new logo done. Granted, my name's still going to be here. But let's just say too many people have offered me the opportunity to join the PC. And honestly, I think it's about time for me to do that too. And this is best for me. This is best for my sanity. Less complaining, I guess you could say, from me, in a sense. But I'll take that. Seriously. I seriously am going to go with that. This right here has been probably the worst generation that I've ever been a part of. It's one of the dumbest generations that I've ever been a part of. And it's not just for the publisher's sake. It's for the consumer's sake. The consumers for this particular generation have proven to be some of the most ignorant and stupid consumer or player base I have ever seen. Seriously. This right here has been a joke. Imagine talking about a new console, talking about all these improvements, and you're showing Last of Us 2, a game that nobody cares about. Why not show Cyberpunk? Wasn't Cyberpunk the main game in needing of a fucking beefier piece of hardware? Oh, that's right. You can't fix Cyberpunk. You can't help Cyberpunk. Let me tell you why. Because PC's already got that on lock with even better GPUs, which, by the way, PS5 Pro does not match. As much as I love my supporters from the PlayStation side, as much as I'll fight for y'all. Y'all already know I'll fight for y'all whenever y'all need me. I'm always going to be that guy. I've stood on my own 2 feet. I've always been this dude. I've went through some of the most ridiculous bullshit for the sake of you guys. I've always stood on my own 2 feet. I've always been that guy to go to. I've always been that. But I can't do that in 2024 going into 2025. In 2025, I need to do what's best for me. Not just for this channel, but me and for everything. Gaming and the consoles as it is are heading down a dark path that honestly has already set a new precedent. If PS5 Pro, let's say PS5 Pro sells out, and let's say PS5 Pro does the projected 13 million units according to an analyst, right? That already sets us to a point where the PS6 is going to be damn near probably the same price as PS5 Pro, and the PS6 Pro is probably going to be $1,000. Do you see where this is going? PlayStation consoles are officially now Steam machines as of November when this console launches, and a lot of you don't see that. A lot of you are so bitter. So many of you are so fake and just obsessed with fighting over mediocrity and stuff you don't know about. Most of you dudes act like you understand what Mark Cerny's talking about, and you don't know what he's talking about. You'll go to me, someone who will break it down, and then you'll either steal a quote or you'll listen to a quote like Saltiest Gaming did, and run with your channels with it, and use that as your whole little sales pitch. So many of you don't know a damn thing. It'd be like 95% of you that don't know jack shit of what Mark Cerny or PlayStation saying when they show off these new boxes, especially when it's new tech. But then it'll be like 120% of you that all of a sudden are experts and are saying that it's doing X amount of things on Twitter. Really think about that. Really think about that. Anyway, on that note, I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll see you guys for Friday, RGT, with the crew. I love y'all. I appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the PlayStation dudes who've been real, rock with me. Y'all know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know. Y'all already know what it's like, man. But as of right now, Big Cloud's definitely signing that PC contract. And I'm going to see where the channel goes. I'm going to see where everything goes. Now that I don't have anything to worry about in regards to consoles. That's for damn sure. I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. I know this video is long, but it's a lot that needs to be said. I need to say this in a calm demeanor. I didn't want to come across as angry. No, I have no reason to be angry. I don't. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to have my health. I'm blessed to have the things that I do and the talent that I have. I have no reason to be upset anymore. I have no reason to even look down on stuff anymore. There's a lot of good things in my life, and there's a lot of good things changing around me, and I can't wait to share those when I get confirmation further as things progress. I appreciate everything. I love y'all. Again, thank you guys again. Y'all be blessed. I'll see y'all later. I'm out. Peace.